Match day number 1 of the Waterfalls T20 League Men's Edition. Double-header day for the Sipi Trekkers. They will be taking on the Itanda Kayakers in the morning, and in the afternoon they will come back to take on the Bujagai Rafters. We are out in the middle for the toss with the two captains, Riazat Ali Shah of the Itanda Kayakers, Kenneth Weiss of Sipi Trekkers, and our third umpire for the day, Mr. Simon Chintu. Sipi are the home team. Kenneth will be doing the toss. Head.
And heads it is.
It is. Rizu, you win the toss. What are you going to be doing?
We like to bowl first because of the moisture in the morning, and we want to utilize the first couple of hours in the morning. Yeah.
All right. Itanda Kayakers, the ladies team did so well. They were really the aggressors in the tournament. They set the tone going. What is going to be the plan for you going throughout this whole tournament until we reach Sunday in the final?
We just want to entertain our fans. We have, I saw we have a couple of fans on social media. We just want to entertain them. Yeah, we want to play some good cricket, and yeah.
Okay, what do you think is going to be a good total for you guys to be able to restrict the CP Trekkers too?
We want to restrict them under 130. That's our target. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, 120. Good luck to you, Rizu, and your boys. Good luck to you, Rizu, and the boys. We'll speak to Kenneth. Kenneth Weiss, are you happy to be batting first?
Not really. It looks a bit dumb, and I think for the first hour it will be a bit slow. So we as batters will look to maybe take a few looks, maybe after 10 overs, maybe. Yeah.
A leadership challenge for you. You have a really very young team compared to all the other teams. What is the plan for you as a group, and what do you be looking? What is going to be your plan throughout the whole tournament until Sunday in the final?
For us, it's about coming out here and play our cricket. Keep enjoying, do the best right. Yeah. In the end, the winner will be, the one who does well will win the games.
Okay. Today, what do you think will be a good total for you guys to be able to defend in the second innings?
I think 150 will be a good score to defend on this wicket.
Okay. Good luck to you, Kenneth, and the boys. That's the news from the middle. The Itanda Kayakers have won the toss and they've elected to bowl first.
clipped off his pads there. First boundary of the innings, first boundary of the match from that flashing blade of Simon Sesazi is underway with the boundaries column. Bilal Hassan struggling to find and hit the right areas with the ball. They're looking very sharp, these gentlemen. The Kayakers are sporting that orange stripe, orange-grey stripe. And the Trekkers, who are batting the red-black. It will be very exciting because there's lots of power in both of these teams. Don't dare to dream differently and fight. You find yourself on the back foot early on in the tournament, and the tournament gets done and dusted in quick fashion. That is also nudged off the hips. Wawose keeping the wickets, strong arms, strong bodies all around the park. Day one, time to work.
Come on, boys.
We'll have an elite panel of commentators in the comments box later on. You'll listen to them. For now, allow me to introduce you Dennis Musali, who will say something at the end of the over. He's trying to make sure his cup of tea is ready. But this game is not a cup of tea. Orochide going for power. Was that half a chance? Not picked up. It's the end of the over. 8 for Dan. Orokide to Isenge, and Simon Sesas doing the business for the Sipi Trekkers. Bilal Hassan is over. Disappears for 8. Good morning, Dennis. How do you feel this morning about this particular event?
Good morning, Innocent. Very, very excited. No better way to celebrate, of course, a public holiday here in Kampala, other than coming down to the Lugogo Cricket Oval and watching this game of cricket. An explosive opening partnership here for the Sipi Trekkers. Both these two gentlemen have a strike rate of more than 150. Orikide Tuiseng, of course, the man who's always the aggressor for Team Rwanda, and Simon Sesazi, who made 1,000 T20 runs last year in the East African tournament that was in Rwanda. So an explosive pair. This is where the runs have to be scored for the Sipi Trekkers. If you look through the rest of the lineup, there are not so many runs, but at the top of the order, they have a lot of runs between them. Simon, the highest run scorer in that East African tri-nation, and Orikide Tuiseng was closely following him in third place. So it's going to be exciting, especially to see what Sipi Trekkers can do. They were not very happy with their decision to bat first, but they have to make do with what they have to do.
Here is Inyas. Cut very hard, cut very powerfully. Diving effort down at third man. He spills it and parries it to the boundary. Poor goalkeeping skills, Dennis.
Poor start.
They have to make do with what they have to do. Here is Inyas.
An exciting prospect.
Cut very hard, cut very powerfully.
From Rwanda.
Diving effort down at
of him. I think he just needs to get a grip of the pace of the wicket and the run up, and then he will bowl some fire because he has some very, very lively fire in him. But he's coming up against some of the best batters as well in the region. So the challenge is on for him.
This one now. One there, Dennis up pitching outside off stump, but then moving in tells you what Inyas does when he's bowling to the left-handers. He moves it in nicely, but then going up and above, wides of his second delivery.
Yeah, Innocent, we saw what Inyas can do in that East African tri-nation. He's one of the guys who Rwanda is looking at to make sure that they're ready for the Africa finals later this year. And for me, I'm very, very excited to see him. That angle of a left-hander, always very different. But now since he's running in and bowling to another left-hander, it becomes more or less normal service for him. But for me, I'm very, very excited to see him playing. And I'm sure a lot of people back home are following.
Shot of a length. Simon Sessazi has a look at it and he lets it go. Nyas always going about his business in brisk fashion. That Alisha getting captaincy duties for the first time in a very big tournament. His leadership skills will be tested. His mettle, his power, his sheer will. We know what he can do as a player, but how about as a leader? Big test for him.
I think as a...
Hap in the air, who wants it? Easiest of chances taken. Inyas Interenganya strikes, beats Simon Sessazi for pace. He pulled it, but not anywhere in the pulling zone. Wicket down.
Yeah, very true, Innocent. Simon Sessazi going for his money shot. He can never resist that pull shot. Got big on him there from Inyasi. Good stuff there from the youngster. He had been put under pressure, but he comes back very well to make sure that he picks the big wicket of Simon Sessazi. Sipi Trekkers now 13 for 1.
13 for 1 with arguably a man who they will need many runs from. Gone early in just the second over of the day. It leaves the Trekkers with work to be done. The Kayakers, they'll be happy that the breakthrough has come through early. Inyasi's pace, Dennis, will be key in this tournament.
And I think we saw that a lot of that happening in the East African Tri-Nation tournament. He had the knack of bowling 2 overs up front and 2 later on. But he used to lick a lot of runs later on. Maybe now Riyazat Alisha, his captain, realizing that it could be more useful to him up front, is giving him the chance to take that new ball. Big challenges, but these are the things you want to see. Young men coming into events like these and owning the opportunities. What a delivery, first up.
It's a beautiful delivery there. Sohail Sami, the Malawi international, a man who boasts of an average that is enviable of everyone else in associate cricket. Goes fast ball, feather ball from Inyas Intiringanya. And the keeper, Steve Wabose, is happy to pick it up. Ali Cherries here for the Kayakers of Itanda. The Trekkers from Sipi are in a spot of bother.
Sipi Trekkers now 2 down inside just 2 balls. Inyasi already on a hat-trick ball. But what a gem of a delivery there to get out Sami Sohail. Sami Sohail, MVP of the Africa qualifiers Group A. Unfortunately, has to walk for a duck. The first time for him to bat here in this tournament, and he has to go for a 0. Must be terrible. But he quickly needs to pick himself up because in the afternoon they have another game coming up.
Rude welcome. Inyas welcoming his fellow professional to the Elite League in Uganda with the Golden Duck. Well, you can't cook it because it was never there. One ball, he will feel the pain, he will hurt. He will want to bounce back, Sami Sohail. Newman in. Time to work again. Some little banner going on there. Riyazat Alisha changing words there with Orochide to saying Orochide looking at him and offering him a handshake. Well, it's good morning and it's a public holiday. It's a bank holiday here in Uganda because the day Uganda were liberated by the ruling party, the National Resistance Movement, previously called the UPM, now the NRM. We should expect a crowd to come through, Dennis.
Yeah, hat-trick ball as well here for Inyasi. Let's see what happens.
What a ball to the right-hander up front for Fahad Mutagana. Under 19 international for Uganda. Has nothing to say about that. As Inyasi wraps up his first over, the score is 13 for 2. 2 wickets in his over. He was welcomed into the bowling attack with the boundary, but see how he bounces back. He goes for 5 runs at the end of the day and picks up 2 wickets, 2 big wickets. Simon Sesazi and Mr. Sami Sohail are already back in the heart for quick showers.
Yeah, must be beaming with a lot of confidence in Yansi. Didn't start off so well. The first 2 deliveries were haywire all over the place, both sides of the wicket, but he came back into it very well. Picked the big scalp of Simon Sesazi and followed it up with that wicket of Sami Sohail for 0.
Beautiful ball by Bilal Hassan. Oh, the team sizing up each other. And every team believing they have the right mix to deliver and win this championship. Rokide was there and has been there 3rd over now, but he is yet to face as more than 3 balls. Clipped off his legs there, run through for 1. Good strong arms from the boundary riders. Trekkers captain Kenneth Waiswa, having hoped he should have won the toss to Dennis and maybe stuck in the big batting lineup of the Kayakers.
And Innocent, speaking to him at the toss, you're very right. He was a bit disappointed. I think they also wanted to bowl first because the wicket looks a little bit damp, so there could be something on offer for them. But he felt that if they get 150 runs, that should be enough, put them in a good place to try and pick up the win in the second innings. You always have to make those adjustments very quickly, even if you want to bowl first. You need to make sure that you're ready for both decisions. So as a team, I don't know if they had that kind of discussion or they had just one mindset that if we win the toss, let's go in and bowl first.
Tough. Looks like it's going to be a tall or long day for the Sipi Trekkers, Dennis, if Sami, Simon, Orokide and their captain Kenneth Waiswa don't get the scoreboard ticking, because it looks like they have more power in the bowling than with the bat.
Now I think the responsibility today, and we saw it in the women's edition of the Waterfalls T20 League, the responsibility has to be on the senior players. You have to put your hand up. There are no 2 ways about it. There's no place to hide in this elite league. So you don't expect young men like Fahad Mutagana to carry the responsibility of run scoring for the team. The big boys have to show up.
Plays a little too late. By the time he tried to play a little cheeky cut, ball had gone into the keeper's gloves, and the keeper was tossing the cherry all around to the slips there, where the big boy was in bat, late entrant into this tournament.
Can't drive it, can't drive it,
He's happy to
we got no driving permit, boy. Come on, boy,
pass it around back to the bowler.
But you can see, Innocent, that Fahad is being beaten for pace there from Wazim Bat. So clearly the class of Bilal coming out, and Fahad still struggling to make sure he gets in the groove of things. Swing and a miss again from him. Nothing at home. He has killed a lot of mosquitoes in that region. That will be the end of the 3rd over. 14 for 2. The Sipi Trekkers.
Work to be done. A little chapping there from the keeper, Steve Wabose, telling Bilal he can't drive you, pick it up for him, boy, and then Bilal pitching it up, but very wise, pushing it a little outside off stump. Mutagana, flashing blade, nothing on it. The mind games will tell a long story here.
Which one? That's middle.
A long way to go in the game, Innocent. Just 17 more overs, but it has all been happening inside the power play. 2 wickets down and 2 big wickets. A lot of runs gone already back into the heart for the Sipi Trekkers. Simon Cesars and Sami Sohail. Sami Sohail going for nothing. Simon Cesars going for a couple, but a single-digit score as well. Inyasi will take the new ball again from the Ginger Road end. He's the man who's picked up those 2 wickets. He's already loving bowling in Kampala, I must say.
I believe he's loving the captains of Riyazat Alisha, Inyas Ntiringanya. Orokide, beaten for all money's worth.
Inyas has come out here with a radio and is making sure that his countryman, Orikide Tuisenge, dances to his tunes. That was a peach of a delivery. You will not see a better ball in the next 4 days of the tournament. I think it's a good decision that the Itanda Kayakers decided to bat first. There's something in this wicket.
Hit up and above. Riyazat Alisha, no chance. He will be second in the chase with the ball winning the foot race there. 4 to the total. Fast boundary there for Orokide Tuisenge. Just shuffling across the stumps and playing that big heave across the line from outside off stump.
But you can see Orikide trying to make sure he knows Inyasi very well. They play together at the Gahanga. So he's making sure that it doesn't allow him to dominate him even in Kampala.
Of course, Orokide looked at as the batting maestro from the Rwandan team. Best batsman when Rwanda qualified him alongside Eric Nusungizimana.
Yeah, Orikide, big boy, has a T20 eye century. Not many people have that. So he knows how to find his way. Hit hard there. Clumsy in the field there for the Itanda Kayakers. They allow the Sipi Trekkers to get 2 at least extra runs. No backup completely.
Need to save these runs in the field up front.
Yeah, I think, Innocent, you're very right. They don't need to allow the Sipi Trekkers to get back into the game. They had already put a chokehold around them. So you don't want them to get comfortable by allowing them pick up those nice 1s and 2s.
Inyas to Orokide. That shuffle from Orokide again hits it very hard and is off running. A direct hit there from Riyazat Alisha would have had everyone else interested.
I don't know why he thought about it but then withdrew out of the throw. But I could have caught Orikide napping, because the ball came very quickly to him and on the one bounce picked it up cleanly. Should have just gone for the shy. Maybe the previous ball where they were all over the place with the backup made him decide otherwise.
Smart man, smart head.
I think this is much better for the Sipi Trekkers now. They are making a bit of a recovery, choosing to make sure that they're aggressive while running between the wickets. That has created a few opportunities for them. End of the 4th, 24 for 2, the Sipi Trekkers.
They've lost wickets early on, but the beauty of T20 sometimes, if you stay around and hang around the wicket or the crease for more time, the runs do come. They're moving at 6 per over. Not very shabby, Dennis, but not very good, but not very shabby. More importantly, not very shabby. Riazat Alisha, the captain of this Itanda Kayakers team, will introduce himself into the attack.
Yes.
Riazat Mutegana, touch and go. Sitting back on the fence at the 30 yards. Alpesh Ramjani is given a well-tuned message that we will be running if we see you laid back, hoping that because it's straight to you, we won't be running.
Yeah, but clearly they've made up their minds, Fahad Mutagana and Orikide. Orikide not the quickest between wickets, but it's good to see that he's now understood that maybe the scoring of runs is going to be difficult. He needs to do something. He needs to find something. And running very aggressively between the wickets is one of the things he's chosen to do. Just try to charge the areas at Ali Shah. No sighters for him, but I think it feels that his eye is already in and he can go for it.
Of course, it would be nice, Dennis, to see how Orokide plays when he's not playing for his country. What a delivery. Nothing short from Orokide to Isenga, who hangs his bat out there in the wilderness. Lucky that there were no patrols in that desert. Otherwise, he could have been gone for all money's worth.
I think this is the experience that all these players seek, playing out of your comfort zone, which is most times with your national team. Now you come here, you have to make new friends. Ooh, another good delivery there from, that stings a little bit. But innocent, like we're mentioning that you come out here, you have to make new friends, you have to learn how to work with different kinds of people. And this is the experience that you get from playing in this elite league. So I think overall, after the 4 days of cricket, this will be a very good experience for all the players. They will take new lessons back home. Orikide, I think, will need some deep freeze on that.
Welcome to the Waterfalls T20 Elite League 2023.
Little medical break here going on out there in the middle with the Orokide getting some medical assistance. Looks like it hit him in the rib, hopefully not in the other regions.
Sipi Trackers versus Itanda Kayakers. Sipi Trackers there batting. 25 for 2 after 4.4 overs. Great partners, Plascon Uganda, Rock Telco, Pat Ball, Pepsi Beverages, Ken Bright, Uganda Cricket, and Century Cinemas. We appreciate for making this event an elite. Riazat Shah there.
Soft hands there from Orikide will get him off strike. I think he's been suffering in that spell there against Riazat Ali Shah. You hear some noises out there in the middle because this time the Podgal group has taken this thing to another level. The stamp mics are available. Hopefully that the language is also acceptable by UCC, because sometimes the emotions can get the best of players. But you hear some sounds there from the stamps because we have some stamp mics available for this men's edition. Off stamp, uprooted. Fahad Mutagana taken out of his misery. 3 wickets down, the Sipi Trackers.
It was a long time coming. Fahad Mutagana playing away from his body. Was always going to leave it hanging. Captain Riazat Alisha striking there. And it's the time, the stage is set for the captain of the Sipi Trekkers, Kenneth Waiswa, to come out there in the middle and offer some brilliance to this innings, because they look like they're headed one way and down the barrel.
Yeah, they need a big partnership to dig them out of this hole. 26 for 3. We are still inside the power play. It's not very good liking for them, but I mentioned at the toss there that for Kenneth Wise, so this is an opportunity for him to stand up as a leader first of all, but also as a player. There are big things expected of him, so it's time for him to to show some rewards on that promise everyone has in him. It's an opportunity for him to go out there in the middle, grind very hard, and help his team put on a good total.
Kenneth Weso coming in, who is the skipper of the Itanda Kayakers, walks into bat.
Pascal Moronji will replace Inyasi from the Ginger Road end.
Pascal Murungi is not bowled in a long while. When you talk about cricket of this nature, he's been playing as a batter, especially for cricket, but he has a chance to bowl. Fast ball punished, half tracker. Mr. Orokide Tuisenge will unleash his big blade. 6 runs. Orokide is in good touch, Dennis.
Pulled away for 6 there. Brilliant shot.
Pascal Murungi will need to get his bowling lines right on the money already.
Yeah, pressure immediately put there on Pascal Moronji. Orikide taking him on immediately, clipping that ball for a 6. Looks like he got a top edge, but flew all the way down to the net region for a 6. Like you've mentioned, Pascal hasn't bowled in quite a long time. I'm surprised where that Alisha got that confidence. Sometimes when you have the grip on a particular team, you don't want to let go. When you bring in another bowler, it could give them the chance they were looking for to try and get back into the game. Already 7 runs off 2 balls.
That's what we keep saying here in the comms box, Dennis. When you squeeze and strangle, keep stifling. Don't remove one hand to punch, because when you remove one hand, the man will get his breath. Lots of the senior players there coming through. Riyazat Alisha standing at mid-on, and mid-off Bilal Hassan coming to talk to young Pascal. Kenneth running very quickly. First run fast, but there's no room for the second. Would have been suicidal if he's taken off.
But you can see the intention for Kenneth Weiser, the way he was running between the wickets, very aggressively. That's what you want to see. Most times being aggressive is not just about, trying to hit the ball very hard, but also running between the wickets is also another opportunity for you to be aggressive.
Good kick, boys. Come on, guys, come. Quick change, boys.
Sipi Trekkers lose their 4th wicket there. Sipi Trekkers suffering through this trek because the Itanda Kayakers have found their pace and their mark, and the tide is very decent for them. Given out there by the umpire, Eric Wandera wasn't very sure about it, but later on gave him out. Kenneth Weiss were not very happy. 5 wickets down already. Feel for Kenneth Weiss were there. Difficult decision. So don't think he got some glove onto that. Looked like it went through, just came off his shirt. But unfortunately, I'm not the man who has to make that decision. The umpire tells him that he has to walk. 5 wickets down here, the Sipi Trekkers. They are now 36 for 5. The big boy, Kevin Irakoze from Rwanda, goes out in the middle to bat. And he'll join Brian Asaba.
All sorts of trouble. The Sipi Trekkers on 36 for 5. It's not happening. Kenneth Weiss was looking on for mercy, for a reprieve. Nobody giving him that chance. 2 for 2 are the figures for Riyazat Alisha. Kevin Irakoze facing Brana Saba, note for note. Irakoze note for note. 2 wickets in successive overs. Orokide to Yusenge went in the previous one. Kenneth Weiss was gone in this one. The second for Riyazat, he already has 2 wickets. Cut very powerfully. There is backup from Inyas in Terenganya. Left arm quick, left arm throw. Very quick from Inyas down the line. Off the mark, things for Irakoze Kevin.
Yeah, another opportunity again for Kevin Irakoze. More popular for his leg spin, but he can also hold a bat. No rabbit with the ball, no rabbit with the bat. And I hope that if he gets stuck in, they're just 6 overs, a lot of overs in the match. There are 14 more left in this game, so if he gives himself an opportunity, goes out there, not just with a flashing blade, but to go and try and grind out a total, that could be very good for his experience as well.
The men's edition of the Waterfalls T20 League has started today. Again, 3 teams in it. Sipi Trekkers, the Itanda Kayakers, and the Bujagari Rafters. Double header day today for the Sipi Trekkers. Double headers have been very difficult for the teams, usually. Apart from Bujagari Rafters in the women's edition, who won both games on their double header day, the rest of the teams only picked up 1 win. But if you pick up 2 wins on such a day, gives you a good opportunity to have yourself in the final on Sunday. So a lot of work to do for Sipi. They were asked to bat first, and everything is going Itanda Kayakers' way for now.
And looks like it was a very good decision there for Riazat Alisha to ask the Trekkers to wade through the Sipi Falls. Unable to do that for now. Yes, they're not moving at a very shabby run rate, but that wicket column has not been looked after. It's an orphan for the moment. Touch and go. They set off quickly and run through comfortably. Down 40 for 5. Is that Alisha's figures look like their mini cricket figures? 2 for 5. Is bowling very well.
Innocent, I'll tell you that 40 is not a bad score. I think the problem for the Trekkers is that they really have lost a lot of wickets. We are into the tail already for them. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them to try and put on a very big total. 150 was what they were thinking about. But as is right now, I think they will just make do with just 100 runs.
You say 100 runs. And that will excite the Itanda Kayakers, who immediately say, we've seen enough of you, Pasco. Please, Alpesh Ramjani, the new sensation in the Cricket Cranes batting, in the Cricket Cranes lineup, comes into the attack. He can bat, he can bowl. Hit edged very fine. The chase is on. He won't win that race. Second fiddle, throwing the bat at it. Brian Asaba
swings very hard there. Brian Asaba gets a thick outside edge, runs away for runs. A slip in there, so that ball beat Riazat Alisha. No chance for him. Pascal Murungi taken out of the attack just after just 1 over.
Wait.
Very powerfully by that young man Asaba, who can bat. Don't confuse this Brian Asaba with the Brian Asaba that plays for the Rugby Cranes. This is Brian Asaba of the Baby Cricket Cranes.
Yeah, Brian Asaba was at the World Cup with the under-19 team early last year. Also won an award in the Rwanda T20 League. I think the MVP of that tournament. Kevin Iraq was there trying to go big, but trying to hit against a spin.
Chance to run there for big boy Kevin. Have a chance. Alpesh is hurting. You don't want an injury to your best player. Or actually one of the best in the Elite League early on in the tournament. The batsmen in this tournament, Dennis, will be hitting the little cherry very hard. They won't hold back.
I think nothing deep freeze can't take care of there for Alpesh. Alpesh, fresh from India, gone back home to take a break. But it's come back now. I must tell you that Alpesh went to pick up Alpesh at the airport, Innocent, the other day, and his kit bag is missing. He didn't want to come out to play today, but I told him, you just have to come and put in a very good shift. We tried to follow up yesterday. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it from him, but you can imagine all his lucky bats and lucky boots are unavailable for him. And might be up to until the tournament ends, because Air Arabia yesterday didn't give us any good answers. I was not very, very happy, but I had to tell him, you know what, at least your kit is here, so let's get the job. Let's just get on with the job.
Alpesh ready to run again, ready to roll. 6 runs in his first 5 balls in his first over of the tournament. For the 6 for 5. Kenneth Weiss was showing some descent there. That perturbed our viewers who sent through a comment to yours truly. The team manager of the Cricket Cranes is watching, and he says Kenny should know better. He will have another chance to bat. But Kenny is angry because he's the captain and he wants to lead from the front. Sometimes the emotions take the better of us.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's very justified to show his emotion. He knows when his team needed him most, he couldn't be able to stand up. And when you get a bad decision, we can't tell from here really whether it was a good or bad decision. Umpire has no opportunity of a replay. The young Joseph Baguma will take the ball from the KFC road end. Bowling into Kevin Irakoze. Let's see how this matchup goes. Soft touch from Brana Saba. They think about the second, but retreat. They'll just keep it to 1. Joseph Baguma and Brana Saba know each other very well. Both of them from about 600 kilometers from Kampala town. Both of them parts of that revolution of cricket in Nyakasura.
Chance to run. Run very quickly. Baguma wants some help from everybody else. Only him can stop that.
Kambenja.
6 runs for Brana Saba, who walks to that ball from Joseph Baguma. Hits it straight over his head.
Wange. Watch. Leba,
Spinner's world for the moment. Even before the 10 overs are done, Irakoze, a spinner by trade, must counter the spin on his first game in Uganda. Touch and go from him. Hesitation, but Asaba was already up to him. Kevin Irakoze obliges. Irakoze quick to talk to Asaba. He says, please call me through, don't just come quietly. A case of silent witness, not the movie, but it's at cricket now.
Yeah, but I think these are things you keep learning as you go along, because as you very well know, Kevin and Bran from different countries, so maybe even the language of communications could be different. But this is the opportunity you get when you play in an elite league tournament like this. You have to learn some things and learn them very, very quickly.
Big hit from big boy Kevin Irakoze. You won't catch that. 6 runs. Big boy going big on the opening day of a big tournament.
Yeah, very, very good to see there from Kevin. Brave man hitting against a turn. Head gets a lot of this and flies over that empty region at long on. Boundaries for him. You need to be brave in these tournaments, and it's good to see that Kevin is very, very brave. Just that's not staying around and looking to survive. You know you always have to do something. You can be able to come and watch the cricket here at Lugogo Cricket Oval. It's free of charge. Another good shot there from Kevin. Hits it very hard down the wicket and will beat long on for another boundary. The score moving along very nicely. Very, very good shot there from Kevin. Hits it very, very hard. Runs away for 4. I'm sure his coach, the Kenyan legend Martin Suji, is watching him very, very keenly. It's very, very he should know now that
he goes for 1 too many. Ramjani strikes. Oh no. Just after a 6 and a 4, Ramjani says, you won't have a meal of me. I have got a stomach for a fight. And he fights. What a way to come back for Ramjani, who picks up wicket number 6 of the Sipi Trackers.
Leg.
67 for 6. The run rate, Dennis, had moved to 7 per over. What happens going on now is how the Trackers fight to play the remaining 10 overs. That is a hit in the right line from the left armour. Giving it a nice little trick. Moving away from the batter. New man is Robert Ajuna, who goes hard after seeing one. They want a second, they will take it because there was laxity in the field by Bilal Hassan, the guilty party. He blames the ground, but a bad workman blames his tools. You don't want to be one of those, Bilal. End of the over. 11 runs from the over, a very good one for the Trekkers, but they did lose a wicket. Unfortunate stuff. It's the end of the 10th. 69 for 7 would have looked like a good score, Dennis, if 69 was without the loss of as many as 6 wickets. Maybe 69 for 2, 69 for 3, and that was 69 for 4.
Yeah, looking very, very gloomy right now for the Sipi Trekkers. Sipi, of course, the winners of the women edition of the Waterfalls Elite League. Can the men do the same thing, make them proud? Both winners should be from Sipi. I think so, but the cricket has just started. A swing and a miss again from Bran. He's trying to take on Joseph Baguma. There's a very defensive field. That mid-wicket region is very, very empty. He needs to trust Robert Ajuna, who's also a good batter. Nudge the ball in that gap and then run very aggressively between the wickets. Something like that. Much better cricket instead of swinging and missing. There's still a lot of overs left in the match. Only 10 overs gone. These two young men have an opportunity to consolidate and make sure they drag this total along very nicely. So it's not good for you to just come out there and then start swinging across the line. Hitting the sweeper there, Robert Ajuna. Pesh Ramjani just keeps it to a single. Joseph Baguma, also part of that World Cup contingent early last year, featured in one of the highlight videos. Again, another wild swing there from Brian Asaba, but fortune favors the brave. Doesn't run away for 4. Good work there from Inyasi, who cuts it off and it just keeps it to 2 runs. But again, Brian Asaba charging Joseph Baguma, puts his head up, doesn't make any connection on it apart from a thick outside edge. Brian, I think, can play much better than this. He's a much better player. You can come out there, try and make sure that you consolidate this total. Again, another swing and miss for him. I don't know if he doesn't see the gap on the onside. If you're watching the live stream either on batball.tv or Uganda Cricket Association YouTube channel, you have a chance to win yourself 2 movie tickets. If you can predict who will be the player of the match, I think if I said the win of this game might be very, very easy. We'll have a lot of winners. But we want you to predict who will be the player of the match. You could win yourself 2 movie tickets to Century Cinema, who are our fan engagement partners for this particular tournament.
Lots of big players in this tournament.
Yeah, some good performers today. Of course, Inyasi there bowling an inspired spell for his team. Riazat Alisha as well, picking up 2 wickets for just 2 runs already. So there are a lot of some good performers. You take your pick.
Hit up in the air. Who wants it? Riazat Alisha underneath it. He bubbles it. Butterfingers. Second time lucky for young Ajuna Robert.
Yeah, Ajuna there trying to hit against a spin. Gets a thick outside edge, but the ball was always going over the head of Riazat Alisha. Couldn't settle himself well. Ajuna will get a second life. Deft touch sent back there, Ajuna, by Brana Saba. Wazimbat not the quickest across the ground. They don't take the single. Again, a lack of game awareness from Brana Saba, realizing that's Wazimbat, so you can easily pick a single. He's stuck in his crease.
End of the 12, 77 for 6. The Itanda Kayakers have been chipping away at the Sipi Trekkers. 12 overs gone here. The run rate is not shabby, I insist. It's the wicket column. But who cares about wickets? If you have youngsters like Brana Saba who bat with the purpose, he's on 18 from 15. He can get going again better. And Arjuna, he's got company. Baguma is back to bowl his third. 0-15 are his figures. Make that 78 after the swing of the first ball bowled by Baguma.
Dan Baguma.
Oh, played there from, that's more like it there from Brian Asaba. Instead of swinging and missing, there's a very, very big gap for you. Oh, play there from Robert Hajuna, not Brian Asaba. It's a big gap right in front of you. Nice the ball in that gap. But the slow bowling options there from Riyazat Ali Shah probably just slowing down the game. Much better play there from Robert Hajuna. We'll get a single. Donex Kasongo from Malawi with the pick up and throw. The Itanda Kayakers have Donex Kasongo and Inyas Nditeringaya from Rwanda as their players from outside the country. Again, much better play from Brian Asaba. The Sipi Trekkers have Orikide Tuisenge, Sami Sohail, and Blessing Pondani in their team. Blessing and Sami Sohail from Malawi, and Orikide from Rwanda, plus of course the big boy Kevin Irakoze. So up to 4 players from outside the country in that Sipi Trekkers team. Bob Felix Ndimwibo watching the game. Bob, thank you for watching. Brian Asaba loses his wicket. Alpesh Ramjani with his second wicket of the game. 82 for 7 now. The Sipi Trekkers. Irresponsible play there from Brian Asaba. I don't know what he was trying to do. Just that we're just into the 13th over. Backs away from a full delivery. And has him completely bowled. We're just into the 13th over. Innocent, sometimes I think these young men misuse these opportunities. These won't come around very, very often. And as this tournament grows, you would feel that there will be more international players in the side. So it would mean that you miss out on getting a chance to be in the team. When you get an opportunity to come out and play, make sure you make the most of it. The coach player for the Sipi Trekkers, Frank Nsubuga, comes out to bat.
When you see Frank Nsubuga walking on to bat, you know he's a player who's been in all types of situations. Familiar territory for him as he walks in this team at 82 for 7. He's done those battles for club and country.
I mean, Frank Nsubuga is coach player, but you can imagine he gives you an opportunity to bat right ahead of him. He could have brought himself into the earlier on in the batting. but he chooses to allow the young men to try and make sure that they can get an opportunity. Fahad Mutagana. Fahad got a chance. Brana Sawa, we saw him also getting another chance. Once you come out, you need to use that opportunity very well. Make it count, basically, like they say. But if you come out and then you're not taking a lot of responsibility for how you get out, I feel that you're losing out on that opportunity. It's not very often for you to get a chance to be bowled at by the likes of Riyazat Ali Shah or Alpesh Ramjani. So when you come out, make sure you make that opportunity count. Franklin Suboga given the coach player role for the Sipi Trekkers. Shows that Uganda Cricket is thinking ahead and thinking about him in the future. He's one that they feel that his experience would be important for them, especially either with the junior teams or later on with the national team as well. Over 26 years of international cricket.
Franklin Subuga, a man who has played in each of the last 4 decades for his country. The future is certain for Frank in the management of setups in Uganda or maybe on the national team. What is not certain is the future of the Sipi Trekkers in this tournament. As we wrap up here, over number 14 with the score reading 83 for 7 right there in your frame, the tournament director. And one of the guys who have made sure we get these players very smart, Martin Ondeko and Davis Karashani. The two played with each other at the under-19 level in the World Cup, and they come back to lend their experience, their wit, and make sure such a franchise tournament happens. Beautiful things happening all around the Ugandan cricketing scene. Skyer from Franklin Subuga, who wants it, Razat Alisha calls it. Baguma holds on to it. The coach player is gone because he saw one in the slot and decides to go big. Nothing on it. It had the height but not the distance. 83 for 7 becomes 83 for 8.
83 for 8, the Sipi Trekkers. Franklin Subuga trying to hit out, and unfortunately just manages to doesn't get the ball off the square. 3 people were interested in that catch. Joseph Baguma finally sorting himself under it, and he takes the catch. The Sipi Trekkers now very, very deep in the hole. 83 for 8. Even 100 runs seems to be so many for them right now. They will need to find it from somewhere. David Wabwire, commonly known as Musawo, will join Robert Ajuna out in the middle. Still a lot of batting here for the Sipi Trekkers team. Even David Wabwire is a decent batter. The men's edition of the Waterfalls T20 League has started today. And a very good day for the tournament to start on a public holiday. So you have an opportunity to come out and watch some of the games. The action will run all the way through until Sunday when we have the final. We should have some exciting cricket being played by the teams. And a good day for us here in the comms box today because we have a better vantage point right above the action. And the production very, very well done by the Portugal team. We had the final appearing on NBA Sport on Sunday for the women. Should be the same for the men as well. So beautiful, beautiful pictures here brought to you from the Lugogo Cricket Oval by the Portugal team. They are not alone. The guys who made it possible. Rocky Telecom, the data partners for the event. Batball, who have provided the uniforms and also are making sure that this production looks amazing. And the teams are also very, very well kitted, courtesy of Batball. Pluscon, Color Your World, Ken Bright, Blink Logistics, Pepsi, who are the beverage partners. And now breweries later on, you'll see some of their drinks flowing.
Let's work, boy. Let's work, boy. Let's work, boy. Benji.
Hit in the gap.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
There will be 4 runs. They need runs and they need them in quick fashion. Whichever way they come, they won't matter. But that's a very good shot, Dennis, from a man who everybody thinks is just an opening bowler. The doctor, David Wawire.
I'm sure the doctor, David Wawire, and Robert Hajuna, if they get stuck in, they could be able to move this total very well.
It's okay, it's okay.
The other one from Joseph
Only one
Baguma
player, boy. Come on, boy. Come
doesn't
on, boy.
deceive David Wawire because it's a wide. Tries to go big, a chance for a catch. Who wants it to be taken out there in the deep? Ronald Ultaya with the catching. David Wawire has to go. He'll have to walk. 88 for 9. The CP Trekkers already. This 3rd wicket for Joseph Baguma. 2nd wicket for Joseph Baguma, who will finish on 2 for 25 in his 4 overs. Blessing Pondani will be the last batter for the CP Trekkers. Can see was there in the slot for the hitting, but doesn't have the distance to go over Ronald Utaya. The ball looked like it was going away from him, but he finally takes the catch.
Nine wickets down, Dennis. It's 88 for 9. The Itanda Kayakers are rafting through the CP Falls without much fuss. On the back foot. And in need of some runs to reach the 3 coveted scores. They are 12 away. The 12 looks like 1,000 miles away. Inyas Interinganya from the Ginger Road end. 2 for 15 are his figures. Those 2 wickets of the 2 big boys. Sami Sohail and Simon Sesaz. Is day 1 being set up? Then it's here for a low scoring thriller.
Double header day for the CP Trekkers. They will have to quickly pick themselves up because in the afternoon they will be taking on the Bujagali Rafters. Robert Ajuna running away. You can see the fire from Inyasi. Very, very hot in the kitchen there for Ajuna. Gets a fortunate edge that runs away for 4. Very, very good stuff here from Inyasi. Picked up those 2 big wickets I think that set up the Itanda Kayakers very well. Took out a lot of runs out of that Sipi Trekkers batting lineup.
Incisive spell. He cleans him up. Inyas will finish with 3. The little beautiful pedo from Robert Ajuna ends up as the ugliest thing is done all innings. First innings is game, set and done. 92 all out for the Sipi Trekkers, who are playing their double header there. Ajuna bored round his legs for 7. And I tell you, this is how things look like. Little hurdle from the Itanda Kayakers. They've done a very good shift for all money's worth. Blessings Pondani goes without facing. Has his head up high in the skies. Ajuna not happy with himself either. He could have done better. But look at that delivery from Inyas to wrap up things.
Yeah, poor innings here for the Sipi Trekkers. I think they've been very, very irresponsible with the bat. They've allowed the Itanda Kayakers to have it very easy. Cleaned up inside 15 overs. And now they have a lot of work to do if they're going to defend they're going to defend their small total. 100 runs, just 92 runs all out in 15.4 overs. It's going to be a lot of work for them, the Sipi Trekkers, if they're going to be able to defend that total. I think they've been very, very irresponsible. Their coach there will have a word with them. But what an outing for the young man Inyas Interingaya, who's able to pick up 3 wickets on his first outing here in Kampala. We'll take a short break and we'll leave you with the highlights from the first innings.
ajina ajikue. We are back for the second innings of the game. The Sipi Trekkers need to defend 92 runs in 120 balls. Wazim Bat walks out to bat with Ronald Rutaya for the Itanda Kayakers. Wazim Bat, a very, very good batter at the top of the order. When he realizes that Frank Nsubuga is the one taking the ball, he decides to even send back the helmet. He likes losing balls, Wazim Bat. We don't know how many will be losing today, but he's coming up against the man with the best economy in T20 cricket,
the legend of Uganda cricket, Frank Nsubu Gamulondo. This is going to be a very, very good battle between the two. One man who likes to hit the ball very far, and another who's very, very mean with ball in hand. My name is Dennis Musali, and I'm still here in the comms box with Innocent Ndaula.
Thank you, Dennis. Talk about the tactics being employed here by the Sipi Trekkers. Right in the money, the first ball, Frank to Wazimbat. Wazimbat played some first-class cricket. Sweeps very hard. Wazimbat is a guy who's never shy to play his strokes. He goes off the mark with the boundary. 4 runs, spraying that one to the leg side region. Welcome runs for the Kayakers, who need just 93 for victory here. Down the ground to long on protection offered by the captain, Kenneth Waiswa. Lutaya on strike, the left-hander. Big blooded drive. Wazimba looks at the young man. Of course, that guy Lutaya. A little beautiful young story from him. A fairy tale of sorts. Hit up in the air. No chance to be taken. 2 boundaries of Frank Baresi in Nsubu Gamulondo's opening over here. He was in the air for some time. Catch not taken. Lutaya, the boy born and bred at a cricket oval in Chambogo, is underway in the match. The doctor, Wawire, patrolling at the boundary. Yeah, first over, Dennis goes for 10 runs. It's none for 10 after 1. They're moving at 10 per over. We should be done and dusted by 10 overs if the things are to go around the same way.
From the look of things, Innocent has already called the match in the favor of Itanda Kayakers. But if these two keep the foot on the gas for this long, then we won't be here. We won't be here for a very long time. Blessing Pondani will take the new ball from the KFC road end. Blessing from Malawi. Very, very lively character as well, and a quick bowler. We'll be taking the ball from the KFC road end. Wazimbat and Ronald Lutaya already showing their intentions. They don't want to be kept here for a very long time. Would work in the favor of CP Trekkers as well if this is a short game. They have another game in the afternoon. They could go and put their legs up a little bit.
They will head the long break, Dennis, because it will be 1 loss on the table for them. Here's Pondani, Blessing.
Let's him, please. Thank you. It's okay, no?
Good pace there from Blessing. Swing and a miss from Wazimbat. Good carry through to the keeper, Robert Ajuna. Sami Sohail didn't get anything in the first game, standing in the slip region there with the keeper. Still inside the power play. The only cover for Blessing is someone at deep square leg trying to catch, and the third man.
Two wides there in the over being bowled here by Blessing. Pondani all the way from Malawi. What's going on there?
Oh yeah, that's better, boy. We have to dig in a back foot, Red. Let's go, lads. Come boys, let's go, lads. Can't be. Hit your areas, buddy. Hit your areas, fella. Let's go, lads.
Akusindika mwezi gwali ki wabiyita otya wabiyita otya kikiza
Chance for a catch. Will take some running to stop that. Kevin Irakoze and Kenneth Waiswa doing the fielding. Not enough bat on that there from Wazimbat. Blessing continuing to work here for the Sipi Trackers. They need some early wickets. If they get those, they should be able to put themselves in a good space. Early wickets will put a lot more pressure on the batting for the Itanda Kayakers. Itanda Kayakers also bat very, very deep. But wickets being everything, we know another good. It's a wide there from the umpire. Touch and go there. I thought was maybe just on the line, but Eric Wandera doesn't seem to agree with me.
$17 runs. Blessings in his first over. He's gone for 7. Frank Nsubuga went for 10. Early days on the day, and half the story tells you that it is the Itanda Kayakers in charge of this one. Take that as a boundary. Wazimbat.
Very well done there by Frank Nsubuga. Still throws his body around even at 42 years of age to cut off that boundary. That will be the end of the second over. 22 for no loss, the Itanda Kayakers.
Come, fellas, let's get in, boys. Let's get in, boys. Hey.
Blessing, go that side. Liberate. Give me that, what you want to see.
Bank holiday in Uganda as Frank Nsubuga comes through with over number 2. He will look to do better. The helmet is off for Zimbat. He gets the cap on. They're moving at 11 runs per over. At this rate, they should be done and dusted in quick time. Cheeky from the big bat of Wazim Bat. Hitting that one straight next to the scoreboard, where there's a lot of young fans, many of them from the young academies going on here, conducted by, of course, the stand coach of the Cricket Cranes, Jackson Ogang, Push Academy, seen some who do play for Little Stamps by Naomi Kayondo. Hit big, hit straight. That is Wazim Bat for you. When he's in good nick, he goes big. Flat 6, flat batted. He loves to bat, he loves runs, and he will want to make a statement, a late entry into the setup here. But Wazim Bat is not one you can hide away from the headlines.
Yeah, value for money addition here was Zimbat, and making sure that he earns his pay for today. Getting stuck in and taking a liking to the bowling of Frank Nsubuga. That was a top quality shot, not very, very easy to play. Over the head of Kenneth Wise, who's standing at long on at mid-off. Goes again. There's protection out in the deep. Just keep it to a single.
Umpire.
Innocent, today the Sipi Trekkers have found the trail very, very slippery for them. Struggled with the bat, and now they've been put under the pump. Ronald Utaya having an easy day out because he doesn't have to do much. His partner is the aggressor in the game. All he has to do is ensure that he rotates a strike. Very, very good stuff to see there from the youngster who made his debut for the Cricket Cranes in the Tri-Nation tournament in December. Big, big things expected of him, and of course, with that cricketing story that he has. Fortune favors the brave. Thick outside edge. Flies over Sami Sohail. And will run away for 4. More runs for the Sipi Trekkers. More runs for Wazim Bat. 3 overs down. They are 38 for no loss.
Frank Nsubuga has been hit all over the park, on the onside, on the offside, backward of point, backward of a square, edged, every little shot you could think of. Mr. Frank Nsubuga has suffered. He's been moving at 13 per over. His figures do read 0 for 26. To bowl the 4th over is Kenneth Waiswa with the scoreboard reading 38 for no loss.
The captain, Kenneth Waiswa, will take the ball from the KFC Road end. He replaces Blessing. Wise again from the captain, because there are not so many runs in the match. So there's no point in sticking with one bowler. You need to keep changing things around until you find that breakthrough.
That is very big. More runs here on the board. Luta fire, like his mates call him. He goes big. He started his career, Dennis, with a half-century 66, taking a liking for the Rwandan bowlers there.
No respect there from Ronald Lutaya, hitting the captain of the Sipi Trekkers straight over his head for a 6. Luta fire is already on fire. What Wazimbat can do, Lutaya showing him that I can also do better. That's top quality shot, one of the best you'll see today.
Kenneth Waiswa clipped over that man standing in the infield. Fine leg standing up to almost 20 yards. It's a short fine leg because of the tactics being employed here. They're still in the power play. Lutaya helps it along. He enjoys facing medium pacers, young Lutaya.
Come from outside, come from outside. Okay.
They didn't score many. 48 now. Required runs per over is just 2.7.
Oh, Kenny boy. Walk it out, Kenny. Walk it out, Kenny boy. No.
Half track of sorts, but it was denied of pace.
Kenny boy.
Just into the fourth over, the score is 48. Big appeal, chance for a run out. The throw from the doctor is not what the doctor prescribed.
Yeah, David Wabwire there. There was an opportunity for a run out. David Wabwire unsure of where to put the throw, but I think he should have done the simple thing. Throw to the end that is closest to you. I don't think Wazimbat would have made ground as well. So the opportunity completely goes begging. Not taken.
Go, Kenny.
10 runs from the first 4 balls bowled by Kenneth Waiswa, a man nicknamed Kenzo. He's the captain of this side, taking pace off it.
One more Kenny boy. Nice to go, Kenny boy, come on. Kenny boy, come on.
In the zone for big boy Wazimbat. He throws the kitchen sink at it. Wazimbat is moving on in brisk fashion. It's the end of the fourth. The score is 55 without loss. Dennis, surely this game is headed one way like the traffic in Kampala.
Yeah, there's only one winner right now at this stage. We feel like Itanda, it will be very, very difficult for them to really snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. 55 for no loss inside 4 overs. At this stage, the Itanda Kayakers had already lost 4 wickets. For now, it's just a procession towards the finishing line for them. More changes for the Sipi Trekkers in the bowling. David Wabwire is coming to the attack from the Ginger Road end.
Just one hand going to this six is going one hand. You coming right up on that? Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year.
Don't forget, can watch some good shots when having a drink. Only by day. Just get yourself a drink. Catch the game.
The doctor brought into the attack, Dennis, from the Ginger Road end. He's David Wawire. Lively pace from him. He plays on a pacey track at the Serenity Oval in Kamingo. He knows a thing or two about extracting pace from a wicket. This is very beautiful from Luta Fire. Fire from the blade of a fiery man who's opened the innings here. When he's in his element, Lutaya looks like nobody can bowl in a zone where he can be dismissed. He hurts the bowling of the Sipi Trackers. 21 from 11 for Lutaya. He's not allowing to play second fiddle, even with Wazimbat looking to run away with it on 33 from 15.
Very, very good shot. The second shot straight over the bowler's head. Luta Fire clears that front foot and hits the ball over David Wawire. 21 of 11 already for Lutaya. 59 for no loss. Itanda Kayakers. The Itanda Kayakers, even in the women's version, got the tournament going. Proskovia Alako with some big, colorful hits. This time they fell short in the final to the Sipi Trackers, but they were really the team that set the tournament alight. This time the Sipi Trackers finding this trail very, very slippery.
More runs there. Give them the runs they desire. These guys, because they've been businessmen, their captain did the early work. Mr. Riyazat Alisha winning the toss, and see the shots his openers are playing. After the bowlers did the hard work to restrict the Trackers to just 92. Square of the wicket, left-handers, very strong regions. We've seen them right from the very best. The king himself, Chris Gale, to Uganda's owner, Simon Sesaza. Now Lutaya, hit up in the air. Who wants it? Kenneth Weiss right underneath it. No chance. He should have been standing backwards on the rope. 6 more runs for that man nicknamed Luta Fire.
Innocent, I think the only thing that was in it for Kenneth Weiss was that he seemed very, very interested. But the ball going, it was going to be a very, very top quality catch from him. He had him interested for quite some time, but it had enough to just get over the rope. More runs for Luta Fire.
He catches up with Wazimbat. Edged. Fortune favors the brave. Edged for 4. Lutaya moves to 35. A very big over here bowled by the doctor. The doctor's over goes for 18 runs. It's the end of the 5th. 73 without loss. Guess what? You have to feel the pain of the Trackers or from Sipi. They still have an over to bowl in the power play, Dennis.
Enda hapo tujaone. I don't see the use of this. Yeah? Medium pressure.
No reprieve whatsoever. Lots of punishment being meted out by these two opening batsmen, men on fire, Lutai and Bat. That young man, 20-year-old Sami Sohail,
Action, please.
bringing all the love from Malawi, the player of the tournament and the ICC sub-regional qualifier B. Malawi, a dark horse who ruffled the feathers of many a team, including Botswana. Sami Sohail, MVP from Kigali.
Yes, Sami, lovely.
Starts with a dot ball.
Bowling Sami.
Sami here in Kampala to earn his stripes. He has a batting average that is the envy of many unassociated cricketer.
Yeah, and the captain there, Kenneth Weiss, are continuing to ring the changes. 73 runs. Just 20 more runs in the match, so definitely you need to make sure you give everyone an opportunity. We haven't seen the big body of Kevin Irakoze into the attack, so probably they also get a chance. Sipi Trekers not scoring enough runs.
Hit hard, eye up in the air. Blessings Pondani. It's the doctor, not blessings. And well, he got a finger or a hand to it. The hand only helping it all the way to bounce and roll off to the boundary. The runs have come from all the bowlers. Not timing that one was in bad.
Yeah, not a bad decision from Sami Sohail bowling that into the wicket after he saw Wazimba trying to charge him. I think a better effort there from David where they should have had the Itanda Kayakers dropping their first wicket. Sipi Trekers have also been very poor in the field. They haven't taken the few opportunities that have come their way. So nothing happening for them. The trail very, very slippery for the Sipi Trekers.
Cheeky. No run whatsoever. Lutaya and Wazimbat for the first time in the match. No communication whatsoever. They survive a certain run out. Steering the cover of the ball was in bad. Taya was looking to play catch up. Wazimbat plays the inside out to the covers region for 6 runs.
Chance for a catch there. Bran Asaba comes off the rope very, very slowly, puts it down. I'm wondering why he's throwing his arms around. That was a chance. If you got running very quickly, you're only 20 years old. Come on, mate.
The fight in Sami Sohail is let out by the Mon. Says, come on, buddy. We're here to make a feast of it. Not taking flight, but fight. they will be hungry with themselves. They will be hungry with what has happened to them. They will be hungry that they've been listless, very fragile with the bat, and very feeble with the ball. F for failure is what the Sipi Trackers will get from me. Cheeky from Lutafire. He adds style and poise to his strength. 4 runs to the total. As we end the power play here, 89 runs for no loss in the power play. Dennis, they have taken the bowling to the cleaners. These Itanda Kayakers batters.
The game will end even before midday. I think we'll have a quick lunch for today. Only 4 more runs left in the match. Right on cue, you will see Kevin Irakose taking the ball.
Rata Moa. You made my 50, huh?
Oh. Into the attack and a hit out of the park. It's the end of the match here. Lutaya wraps it up in style with a 6. If you thought it was Wazim Bat who was on fire, Lutaya's bat has been fiery. Big 10-wicket victory for Akbar Beigs. Itanda Kayakers, the coach Yusuf Nanga will be happy that he's off the mark with victory. The ball from Irakose Kevin into the slot and well powered all the way to the long on boundary. Both the batsmen finish unbeaten on 45. 45 from 17 and 45 from 21. It is a 10-wicket victory for the Itanda Kayakers, who pick up victory in under 7 overs.
Yeah, Innocent, just like the ladies team who picked up a 10-wicket victory, but at that time against the Bujagai Rafters, the men do the same, pick up a 10-wicket victory against the Sipi Trackers. The Sipi Trackers will have to go back and try and read through their notes again, because in the afternoon they will take on the Bujagai Rafters. In the afternoon they took on the Bujagai Rafters on their double-header day. But the Itanda Kayakers, too strong for them, but you feel that not enough runs were scored by the Sipi Trackers, only 92 in their first innings. And then when it came to the batting, they were put to the sword by the opening blades of Wazim Bat and Ronald Lutaya, who both finished unbeaten. Won't say an entertaining chase here from the Itanda Kayakers, who make sure that they pick up the win in very, very easy fashion. They will go and take a rest because tomorrow afternoon they will come back. Tomorrow they will be in the action, but for the Sipi Trackers, maybe they will use this remaining time to hit the nets and come back strong in the afternoon against the Bujagai Rafters. Ronald Lutaya and Wazim Bat finishing, both of them unbeaten, and finishing on 42 for Wazim Bat, and Ronald Lutaya finishing on 43. We'll take a short break and we'll be back here with the post-match presentation.
Sound ba ko boti. It is off. Senyondo. Yo, how are you? I'm good. Welcome to Uganda.
Men's edition of the Waterfalls T20 tournament, a clash between the Sipi Trekkers and the Itanda Kayakers. Itanda, of course, winning very easily by 10 wickets. Guys, and hard luck to the Sipi Trekkers. We'll speak to the captain of the Sipi Trekkers first, Kenneth Waiswa. Hard luck to you, Kenneth. What do you feel didn't go right for you in the game today?
I think from the bat we didn't start well, and that set us back. But they played well. They bowled very well to their lines and links. So, congrats to them.
You have a second game. Your team needs.
I think we just need to do the best. Bat well and then be a bit aggressive with the bat, and then with the ball. The intensity was down in the field, so we need to.
It's a great toss to win, and especially I told you before that we want to use the early morning conditions, and our bowler used properly, And if I talk about the second innings and the way Wasimbai and Lutaya batted, they entertained every one of us. This is a great win for us to go further in the tournament. Yeah.
All right. In the first innings, we saw your pace bowlers starting off very, very hard. It's the slow bowlers who really licked the runs that allowed Sipi Trekkers to get to 92. Was that the plan to give everyone an opportunity? You should have stuck with the pace bowlers to just finish the game.
No, we have some good spinners, like as Baguma is under 19, and our national team player Alpesh, and they have good experience in bowling in these conditions. As you said, it was a fast bowling wicket, but so we have to use every bowler to go further in the tournament, because we want to give everyone a chance to get some confidence.
All right, well played to Rizu and the boys. Good luck to you. You can go and take a break as you wait for your next game. The Player of the Match award will be presented by the brand manager of Rocky Telecom, Mr. Amanya Atuhaire. And the Player of the Match is a gentleman who took a bus to come here, bowled very well up front, bowled with a lot of fire, picked up 2 quick wickets. He had an opportunity to get a hat-trick. Inyasi Niteringaya for his 3 for 15. Thank you, Amanya. You can stay with me. Nyasi, well played. In case you don't know, you have 100K in that envelope. You'll spend in Tinda in the evening. You can take the guys out, especially Orikide, and won the game. Well played. Are you happy already?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Talk to us about what was your plan when you came into bat. You were bowling to 2 good batters, Simon Sesazi and Orikide, someone you know well. What was the plan for you?
To get a good line, and I know
Dinyasi, you can go and enjoy your award and your cash and go back to your team. That will conclude our post-match presentation. Don't go anywhere. We'll have another clash coming up in the afternoon. The Sipi Trekkers will be taking on Bujagali Rafters.
We'll be back again in the afternoon. Let's stick around. Sipi Trekkers will be coming in with Jagali Raptors. You can catch yourself a drink at only 5K. What are our great partners? Lascon Uganda, Rock Telecom, Pepsi, Badmon,